Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a college advice video. I probably should have done this when I did like my little back to school series over the summer, but I didn't. So I'm going to give you guys some advice, some tips and stuff that I wish I had known before it was time for me to go to college. So if you guys want to see more videos like this, just make sure you subscribe to my channel and also give this video a thumbs up and leave any video suggestions down in the description box, and we're just going to get started. So the first piece of advice that I have is to make sure you do well in high school. I know a lot of people just kind of breeze through high school, and the reason why I say that is because you want to have as many options as possible. You don't want to have to rule out anything because you didn't do your best in high school. So I would say do your absolute best in high school. And I wish I would have done that. I wasn't like, a C or D student or anything. I was actually a B student in high school. But that's because there was a lot of other things that I was worried about that I shouldn't have been. And I kind of wish I can go back and kind of, change everything. But I do like the school that I'm at now, so I kind of don't regret anything. But I will say make sure you do very well in high school because that determines kind of where you go to school. My second piece of advice is to do your research on every school that you have in mind. Do your research, do your research, do your research. You don't want to be that person that just goes to a school just because you know nothing about it, you haven't done any campus tours or anything, and you get there and you hate it. When you go on campus tours and stuff, if you go there and you feel like it's home, that's the school where you want to be. You don't want to hate your campus. If you hate your campus, you're not going to want to do anything. You're going to want to sit in your room, and that's going to make your college experience a whole lot worse. So please do campus tours. Please do your research, no matter if you're going away, like out of state, or if you're staying in state, if you're going 15 minutes away from home. Do your research and do campus tours. That's like the biggest thing that I can say. Research campus tours. The third thing is get involved. Please get involved. If you do not get involved, again, you're going to hate your school. No matter if it's the best school in the country, if you don't get involved, you will hate it. If you sit around in your room and you don't do anything, or even if you go out to parties all the time, that's not going to fulfill it. Like, you really have to get involved. You have to do organizations, join a dance team or join a sport or do something where you're involved on campus, which doesn't involve you sitting in your room 24/7. And also, if you get involved, it also looks really good on your resume. So when it's time for you to get a job or when it's time for you to go to graduate school, you have those things that you were involved in on campus. And that's also a great way to make friends and different acquaintances and associates, and for yourself to network is also by joining different organizations and clubs. Next piece of advice I have seems like an obvious one and it seems like common sense, but I promise you it's not common sense to people, and that is to go to class. Go to class. Please go to class. That is why you're there. You're not there for the parties. You're there to get an education. And there's been plenty of times where I've seen people who I've came into school with, and by the end of the first semester their GPA is like a 1.2, and you're like, how did that happen? Oh, I didn't go to class. And it's like, then why you're here? You're paying for class. You're paying to get an education. And it's like, when you don't go to class, you're basically just throwing that money away. So if you're not going to go to class, then why are you here? You're wasting thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And you're not even putting it to use. And if you have that much money to waste, then by all means, do your thing. But I don't have that much money to waste. So even when I'm tired, if I have to go to Starbucks, then I'm going to go to class. It's just, that's why you're there, honestly. Watch who you call your friends. Watch who you hang out with. Watch your circle of friends, I guess you can say. Because if something happens, they are quick to group everyone together. So if one friend has alcohol in their room and you aren't 21, then baby, guess what? You might not have even been drinking, but just because you're with them, you're involved with that too. And you don't want to get into any type of trouble while you're at school, because it makes it so much easier for them to find reasons to kick you out. It's a whole lot easier for them, to blame you for things. And it also goes on your record, and you do not want a record. You want to be able to graduate and get a good job, and you don't want to have a degree and not be able to use your degree because you have a record for something that you had nothing to do with. Always watch your friends, watch your surroundings, watch the people who are in your circle. They may not be malicious and do it on purpose, but they can get you into trouble that you honestly had nothing to do with, and you don't want to involve yourself with that. And I mean, it's okay to have acquaintances. Not everyone is your friend, and I'm sure your parents tell you that all the time. Not everyone is your friend, and it's okay. If you have to tell someone, I can't really hang out with you on the weekends because you do X, Y, and Z, then let that person know I'm here for a reason, and if I get in any trouble, then I can't get a job. And if they're your friend, they'll respect that. It's not your job to tell people to change their habits or change what they do because you're not their parent, but you also have to protect yourself. And if that means you can't hang out with that person, you have to do what's best for you at the end of the day. You're paying for your education, or your parents are paying for your education. And if you can't use that education at the end of the day, then, why did you even get it? Another big piece of advice I have is to save money. Save your money. Save as much money as you possibly can, because there's going to be times where you're going to want to go out to parties, or you're going to want to take a day trip to the mall with your friends, or you're going to want to go out to eat, you're going to want to go to the movies. There's going to be plenty of things that you want to do. And if you don't have any money saved up, you aren't going to have the funds to do so. I know some people can actually call their parents and get money from their parents, or some people's parents support them financially while they're in school, and if your parents do that, then that's okay. But if you don't have that, save as much money as you can, and save as much what I like to call leisure money as you can, because there's going to be times where you're going to want to do different things that require money. Even some events on campus cost money. Sometimes getting into parties costs money, and you want to have that money saved up to do those random activities. If you don't have the luxury, or if you don't have your parents there to help you out financially, then I would really suggest saving as much money as you can. You don't have to have $8,000 saved up, but at least have a few $100s saved up, because those times where you're going to want to go out is going to come around. A rainy day might come around, and you might need emergency money. Anything can happen to where you need those funds, so always try to save as much money as you can before going into school, or even if you work over the summer, save as much money as you can over the summer, so then when you go back to school, you'll have those funds already, and you really won't have anything to worry about. Another piece of advice I have is, do not go to the bookstore to buy your books. I promise you, those books are so expensive in the bookstore, and then you open the book once, and then you're going to be pissed because you paid $200 for a book that you looked at once. The website that I use for my textbooks is called slugbooks.com. I'll leave it down in the description box. But basically what slugbooks.com is you take the ISBN number from the book. Usually your professor gives it to you on the syllabus, or they'll email it to you or post it online or whatever, and you just type in the ISBN number, and it'll compare the prices from different places like Chegg. It has Amazon, different places where you can get the book from, and you can find the cheapest option for you. I would also suggest renting your book or buying the book used if you can. I know some books, if they have an access code, you have no option but to buy it new, because you can't recycle access codes. So sometimes you have no choice but to go to the bookstore. But if you have an option, if you can find the book elsewhere, then I would suggest using slugbooks.com. And again, I'll have that in the description box, because I've used that all 4 years of college, and it has helped me so much. Okay, and the last piece of advice I have is to look out for yourself. Look out for your mental health, look out for your physical health, look out for your happiness, look out for everything that is involving you. I know sometimes we spend a lot of time trying to make other people happy, and we spend a lot of time trying to do things for other people, and we're not really focusing on ourselves, and we're not worried about ourselves, and that's when things start to happen to us. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I'll probably do another college advice video sometime soon, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.